Ah.
But then,
Legion.
I think a demonic pig works better, actually.
Yeah.
It's into
Yeah.
like Celtic mythology and stuff.
Well, Legion.
I like the
When
pig.
Yeah.
Christ put all 1,000 demons inside the pigs and then
Well,
ran off the
see,
cliff.
I couldn't mention all that, but that was okay because, like, the Bible that I did for Two Blades, it sets rules up for me to where I can't freaking do certain things. And because of that, it's sending me off into like this weird freaking direction. And like, I don't even know what the heck's gonna happen. I put the story in and freaking the story tells itself, and next thing you know, it's coming out with this crazy stuff that I just it's cool, but it's just not something that I would have even thought of. You know.
Right.
I think that's actually kind of cool. Like the whole thing with I wanted to do like the swine where freaking Legion went into the swine and down into the water.
Mm-hmm.
But since I put the rule in that we can't have religion and all that stuff incorporated into it, it translates it into a science fiction kind of fiction kind of version of it with
yeah, you don't want to get too specific. You want to have just a general mythic kind of a feel to it.
Mm-hmm. And
so I think they can relate to more things in the person's experience listening to it that way.
Yeah.
It's a very powerful image.
I thought that was really weird how that worked out, like that pig, and then I had to have the one that we did recently. It was what was the harrowed field, where the pig actually was the field. It was a possessed field, and it reincarnated from a field into a pig. And that's where the pig came from. And this goes all the way back to what do they call that again? Pangea.
Yeah.
So it was a harrowed field during the time of Pangea. And that's where the whole coffee bean thing comes from.
I was just thinking on the grounds of Terry Pratchett. He wrote a lot of things that were related to religions and religious sects, but he never actually, he's always fictionalized them, or they always sort of describe them as
Hey, Roger.
Oh.
Well, how about this for a storyline? It's sort of like a demonic strikes whip. You got like the spider that's doing like these archaic ruins in his webs, and the farmers think as the pig's doing it, and so they're abusing the pig every time there's some demonic thing woven into the web. And then something else can happen after that. I don't know. You have to do something with that.
Well, it's like I said, if you guys have ideas that you want to put into the thing, just send it my way, and I'll freaking incorporate it into the Two Blade stuff, because it's like I did Mark Witashik's, and it sent me down a direction I didn't even know they had a freaking cult following for coffee, dude.
Oh, coffee, I believe it.
Yeah, I pray to my big grind every morning.
No, dude, they have secret societies. They have secret societies that were centered around coffee beans. Otto was talking to me about Aleister Crowley writing about freaking coffee.
Oh, the coffee prayer. Yeah, I posted that one.
Yeah.
Coffee, yes.
You know. And then I found out there was like a coffee baron that owned a mansion in Spain that was it had a tower, and then it had a whole bunch of like esoteric freaking symbols just inscribed all over the walls of this castle. And he was a coffee baron, and they actually had a coffee exchange in Colombia that's now a museum. all centered around coffee beans.
Well, if you like that, I got a song I'm gonna send to you later. Then it's called "Folgers in Your Cup."
Ah,
You're gonna love
He's gonna send me.
I found the coffee prayer here. It says, "O coffee, by the mighty name of power do I invoke thee, consecrating thee to the service of the magic of light. Let the pulsations of my heart be strong and regular and slow. Let my brain be wakeful and active in its supreme task of self-control, that my desired end may be effected through thy strength, Adonai, unto whom be the glory forever. Amen without lie, and amen of amen." Yeah, he took it seriously.
Yeah, that's actually pretty crazy. We better
You know,
watch.
I was thinking of something Mark was saying about Terry Pratchett using, he talked about religious ideas, but he would come up with these fictional religions, which is, that's a pretty respectable way for an author to talk about things. But one thing that struck me about that was he pointed out things. One of the things he talked about with these priests of these religions, based on the European pagan religions, is you had them wearing like big rubber overalls and galoshes and gloves, because the priests were basically butchers in the classical world. I mean, we think of a priest as somebody that is, a guardian of divine wisdom, someone that you might go to for help and advice with spiritual matters. But they were basically, it was formulaic. You chop up the animal for the gods, you give the gods the thigh bones rolled in fat, and you distribute the meat to the rest of the community. And as I've often pointed out, a sacrifice back then meant a barbecue and a redistribution of wealth. For people very often whom would not otherwise have a chance to have that kind of protein in their lives. So it wasn't a sophisticated view of religion, I think, that we tend to have now. And this is something that, getting back to G.K. Chesterton pointed out, was one of the things that led people to change their religion. They were looking for different answers. And that's why, in the late imperial period, people were looking to the mystery religions, Mithraism, the Isaiac mysteries, by which, of course, I mean the goddess Isis, not the prophet Isaiah, and so forth and so on. So,
May I
but
ask which
Pratchett
show
points
are
that
we doing right now?
I thought we were going to do the Book of Enoch, but I think it's just a general
Are we just
catch-all.
riffing?
Yeah, we're postponing the Book of Enoch because we want a more intellectual crowd to be here. That is,
Yeah. We're going to lose
Okay.
some riff and just have a few that are more intelligent.
Okay.
I mean, we gotta be careful about the people we invite to such a high.
Because I want to talk about
highfalutin.
angel rape.
No,
Angel
no,
rape
Yeah,
no,
is
exactly.
awesome.
That was, we had that in mind, actually.
no. Oh, shit.
Be involved in this.
See, that's the reason. That right there is what I'm talking about.
That's a separate show, I think.
I mean, that's this. I mean, Tan's just not gonna put up with that shit. He,
I mean, the
he's talking
in the
about-
movies, they're smooth down there like Ken dolls, but
he's
they
talking
were
about like
apparently packing some heat.
he's talking about like trying to set a professional freaking presentation up and talk about it and everything, and you're wanting to talk about angel rape and shit. You know what I mean? My God.
That could be the name of your band, V.
Angel rape? Oh, man, that's awesome.
Now you get up on stage. We are Angel Rape.
Well, the messed up part is he knows a dude by the name of Angel too. So freaking
Oh,
Yeah, that's
God,
interesting. That's a
that
name
gives it
item.
a whole different connotation.
yeah. I think he'd be getting a real quick
Angel and
message.
his brother Jesus want to talk to you, man.
Yeah.
They're not happy with you.
He is Cuban too, by the way. That's the bad part. Oh my
Wow.
goodness. But yeah, we're going to postpone that because Tan said he was wanting to do some more research into it and everything, and I'm going to see if Vicky will come in and be a part of it too. And Vicky really enjoys doing the whole thing about the Book of Enoch, but she's real shy. You know what I mean? So
You think?
Well, yeah, she's a lot shyer than what we are.
Maybe.
Well,
It's not difficult to do.
and Can probably doesn't want to have nothing to do with us now after this conversation. Yeah, I noticed he dropped the freaking video.
I'm back. Wait, but I missed what you was saying. Why would I not want to have anything to do with you guys?
You didn't hear this?
You missed the angel rape part.
Yeah, the
In the book of Enoch?
no.
We were talking about that, having a high level discussion of the Book of Enoch taken very seriously, and we weren't doing it right now because we wanted to make sure that the right people who would address this in a serious way would participate.
Yeah.
Of course, me immediately brings up angel rape, and I'm like, yes, exactly. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, see,
limiting the discussion on certain.
It's like, God, man, can't take him anywhere. I mean, seriously.
That seems to be the most talked about part of the book, even though it's.
See, it's topical.
There's a lot more in that book than just that little thing.
Yeah.
Well, see, if you really want to get into the bad stuff when it comes to a lot of that stuff, you should read about freaking Eve, okay? And in the Gnostics' take on Eve, like Eve isn't actually the first version of Eve. The first version of Eve was actually raped by the freaking fallen angels.
They had some wild ideas. I don't know where they got some of this stuff from.
It gets really, really rancid. Is all I'm saying. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of the rape of Eve before, but it's.
Oh yeah, Gnostic tradition. Yeah, Eve got raped by the archons who wanted to know her,
right.
And that's why you have people. So. She had children by the archons and by Adam. Those who had children she had by Adam all have souls, have sparks. Those who were born of the archons still looked human. They weren't Nephilim, but they have no souls.
Soulless.
Yeah, in Gnosticism. Yeah.
So yeah, that's actually that's text. I mean. It gets like the Book of Enoch is like an introductory into a freaking world that's a lot more crazy. It gets really, really insane. Like they have a book of what was it, Adam? I think it is the Book of Adam.
Yeah, there are all kinds of books. It's I think it seems really odd and weird to us because I think a lot of these writings, and I'm no expert on this, but they represent part of a continuum of folklore traditions and religious traditions that they were, I think, trying to syncretize into the new faith. They were thinking in terms of the new faith, and so they were reframing their ideas in terms of that faith. And a lot of these tales have to do with explaining what we see around us, and there's a very old tradition in a lot of cultures that some people are descendant of the gods or descendant of spirits or have some or like the ancient Greeks had heroes. The heroes were like they weren't gods or demigods, but they were more than human. And heroes were scary. They weren't really, I forget the exact town, but there was a town where this big, strong guy just went crazy and he pulled down a pillar of a school. These kids died and he ran off the edge of a cliff. And the people were like, what the hell? And they said the solution, they said to the oracle, how do we cleanse our town of this blood and this and that? They were really big on like blood guilt. And they said, build a temple and sacrifice to that guy that ran amok with heroic sacrifices.